Hi, ArcfieldWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Tuesday morning, March 28th. Another storm is about to slam into California. It looks like it'll impact the Golden State for the next few days, really Tuesday, Wednesday into Thursday. That storm will slide down the west coast, first affecting Northern California with rain and inland snows, and then all the way into Thursday, some showers all the way down to San Diego and Los Angeles. That upper level system associated with that California storm will then slide eastward across the Rocky Mountain states, and it very likely will set off a severe weather outbreak, probably Friday night time frame, and most likely in the middle Mississippi Valley region. It looks like it'll be just to the north of the region that was really hit hard late last week, Friday night, Saturday time frame, Mississippi and Alabama specifically. Looks like maybe a little bit farther north. This is the forecast probability of severe weather by NOAA's Storm Prediction Center for later in the day on Friday going into Friday night. And I do agree that this is the real threat zone right in this region right here. Again, late last week was a little bit farther to the south, but right here along the middle Mississippi Valley region, that looks like the focus area for this potential severe weather outbreak. Again, we're talking late Friday night into the day on Saturday. Again, storm will kind of slide down the California coast, cross the Rocky Mountains, and then pull up in this fashion, and this will put some very strong upward motion right in this region, again, right around the Friday evening, Friday night time frame. Well, let's use the Canadian model run from last night at 0Z to take a look at some of the factors involved. Of course, we talked about this strong storm system coming in off the Pacific Ocean into the west coast of California over the next couple of days, and that slides across the Rocky Mountain states and plays a big role in the potential severe weather outbreak come late Friday night time frame. Here we are looking at 500 millibar height anomalies as of this morning, Tuesday morning, and notice right off the west coast here we see this dark blue. That's associated with this upper level feature, and again it impacts Northern California over the next 24 hours or so, and then tends to slide down the west coast and impacting as far to the south as Los Angeles and San Diego with some shower activity as late as Thursday. Then it starts to slide to the east. This is the Thursday midday forecast map. Two big players right here. Notice ridge of high pressure over the Mississippi Valley region come midday Thursday, and here we have that strong storm system now barreling to the east across the Rocky Mountain states. We go about 24 hours later. This is Friday midday, and then by Friday evening, this is the kind of setup that we had really last week, maybe a little bit farther to the north, but strong upper level low right in this region right here. That again was that Pacific storm. It moved in this fashion, now moving to the North Andes. At the same time, you have strong ridging centered over the eastern part of the nation. And right here is that clash region. We'll look at the temperature differences in a moment here, but right here is that clash between the cold upper level low to the north and west and the warm, humid air mass to the south and east. And right here is your clash zone, and unfortunately it looks like the possibility of a severe weather outbreak around Friday night time frame. Let's now move forward a little bit, and I wanted to point out that this system moves into the Great Lakes region, and there very well could be some damaging wind gusts in the eastern third of the nation come Friday night and Saturday. Again, a severe weather outbreak over the middle Mississippi Valley region on Friday night, but then by the time we get into Saturday, there could be some damaging wind gusts throughout the eastern part of the nation with this powerful cold front advancing to the east. Go out a little bit farther in time, and by the time we get to Sunday, that strong cold front system will clear the eastern seaboard, and Sunday will be a far colder day, places like D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, as compared to Saturday. Saturday will be ahead of the strong cold front, probably 70 to 75 degree highs in the I-95 corridor region with very windy conditions, and then 15 to 20 degrees colder following the passage of that strong cold front for the day on Sunday, probably closer to 50 degree highs on Sunday in much of the mid-Atlantic region. Well, how does this translate to the temperature field here? We're looking at 850 millibar temperature anomalies beginning this morning, Tuesday morning, March 28th. A lot of cold air still. We've talked about this at length over the past couple of weeks, that we continue to have these cold air outbreaks from Canada into the U.S. And as long as we continue to have these cold air outbreaks, that will raise the possibility of some severe weather outbreaks because of the warm, humid air centered over the Gulf of Mexico region, the deep south. That incoming cold, dry air from the north and west will occasionally set off this big battle in the atmosphere, a clash zone, and unfortunately it's been setting up mostly around the Mississippi Valley region. It looks like that'll continue over the next couple of outbreaks. Late last week it was the lower Mississippi Valley. It looks like late this week the middle Mississippi Valley. Let's move forward here from today into the day on Wednesday. Look at this very, very sharply colder than normal air centered over the northern plains as we begin the day on Wednesday. Then we move forward here, and we'll notice here by Thursday we'll start to get a little bit milder conditions here showing up over the middle of the country, over the Mississippi Valley, Tennessee Valley. This is the Thursday evening forecast map, and this is when that Pacific Ocean storm exits California, crosses the Rocky Mountain states, and sets up this clash here. By the time we get to Friday evening, notice colder air to the north and west, warmer air to the south and east, and that sets up this clash zone right in here initially, and it'll advance to the east. Again, this whole region right here may very well end up being under the gun for that severe weather possibility of Friday night into the day on Saturday, and certainly this will include the possibility of some isolated tornadoes. Well, let's now take a look at the surface forecast maps from the operational run of the GEM model, the Canadian model, as of 0Z last night. Pretty dry throughout much of the eastern half of the nation as we begin the day here on Tuesday. A little bit of moisture down across the Gulf region. And here comes the California storm. Again, it'll impact northern California over the next 12 to 24 hours or so. Let's go a little bit farther in time. And notice, again, some significant snowfall for those higher elevations of the Sierra Nevada, eastern California, where there's probably a record snowpack right now. It will be added to over the next couple of days. This storm system, a powerful storm, again, impacts northern California, then slides down the coastline. And here we go into the day on Thursday. Happens to be opening day for Major League Baseball. It'll be cold in the northeastern part of the nation, cold in California, and some shower activity all the way down in Los Angeles and San Diego, even into the northern part of Baja California. Now, let's go a little bit beyond this into Thursday night, and then come Friday morning. And notice here, first of all, we have this warm, humid air starting to flow out of the Gulf of Mexico right into the southern states, the Tennessee Valley, the Mississippi Valley region. At the same time, cold, dry air dropping to the south and east behind the strong frontal system. That is kind of a classic setup for this time of the year, with cold, dry air to the north and west, warm, humid air to the south and east. And as long as you have some upper level support to provide the upper motion, and we saw that a moment ago with those 500 millibar height anomaly charts, there certainly will be strong upper level support for this system as a clash zone sets up right here in the Mississippi Valley region. Now, let's go out a little farther in time. Here we go by midday on Friday, and then Friday evening. And again, this is the main area of concern as it stands right now. Basically, this region right here. Again, last week was focused a little bit farther to the south, but Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana, and certainly western Tennessee, Arkansas. And this is still a few days away, but this is the area of big concern right now. Go out a little farther in time. That's not the only event, the severe weather outbreak over the Mississippi and Tennessee Valley. They have accumulating snow likely Friday night up across the upper part of the Midwest. And again, watch out for the possibility of damaging wind gusts throughout the Ohio Valley, even into the eastern part of the U.S. on Saturday, ahead of that powerful cold frontal system. Here we go. By the time we get to midday on Saturday, this strong cold front right in this region right here. It'll be a windy, warm day ahead of the front. D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, 70 degrees, maybe even higher expected on Saturday with occasional showers, maybe a strong thunderstorm. Very strong winds, maybe potentially damaging gusts ahead of the front. And just behind the front, in that hour or two behind the frontal passage, there can be some damaging wind gusts, not only in the eastern U.S. on Saturday, but in the Ohio Valley late Friday night into the day on Saturday. Here we go. By the time we get to Saturday evening, you have this frontal system right here barreling towards the east coast. Again, can be some strong, potentially damaging wind gusts ahead of the front. Excuse me, and some very powerful winds just behind the frontal passage as well. Let's go out a little bit farther in time. Here we go by late Saturday night into early Sunday. Notice this tight pressure gradient between the departing low and incoming high right here. Look at these isobars right here. That spells the possibility of some very strong, potentially damaging wind gusts just on the backside of that strong cold front. We'll go out a little farther in time and into the day on Sunday. And what a difference between Saturday and Sunday in the Northeast, in the Mid-Atlantic region. Again, high temperatures, 70 to 75 degrees along the I-95 corridor on Saturday afternoon ahead of the strong front. Probably 15 to at least 20 degrees colder on Sunday with highs closer to 50 degrees, maybe low 50s, D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, and there'll be a stiff northwest wind as well. So a lot going on with this active weather pattern. Watch out for potential severe weather outbreak Friday night in the middle Mississippi Valley region. Potential damaging wind gusts. The Ohio Valley into the eastern U.S. Friday night into the day on Saturday, even into Saturday night. And California gets hit by another strong Pacific Ocean storm from later today all the way into the day on Thursday. That storm system will slide down the coast, first impacting Northern California, and then by Thursday, southern part of California. That's it for now. For ArcfieldWeather.com, this has been meteorologist Paul Dorian.